Welcome to Vinex Studio. Let's start making games. Hi and welcome. In this video, we are going to see what is the difference between animation and animator in Unity. In our last video, we saw how to create a simple animation. Now, every game object can have more than one animation. For example, the cube here has a rotation animation and a movement animation. So let's go ahead and open the animation window. To window, animation. Let's dock it here, and you can see there's a rotate and there's a transform animation. If I play the transform animation, the cube moves like this, and if I play the rotate animation, the cube rotates. Now, this individual clips are called animations in Unity. Animator is something that controls the animations. You can decide which animation will play at what time using this animator. So let's go ahead and open the animator window. It is available in window, animation, animator. As you can see, this cube's default animation is rotate, and there is one more animation called transform, which is the move animation, and it is not linked to anything. So when you play the game, the cube starts rotating, and you can see it in the animator that the rotate animation clip is playing again and again. And using the animator, you can make a transition from rotate to the transform, and you can decide how the transition happens. It can be based on a condition or it can be based on time. So let's choose time here for the sake of simplicity. So first, when the game starts, the first animation to play will be rotate because that is your default animation. You can also change the default animation by right clicking whichever state you want and set as layer default state. So in this case, the rotate is the default animation. So when you start the game, it will go to rotate. After some time, it will go to transform. So let's go to the game window and click play. The cube will rotate first and then it will go to the move animation. And since we have not specified where to go from the move animation, it will keep on playing the same animation again. So now we can decide what to do after this. So we can go ahead and make another transition back to the rotate state. So after some time, it will again play the rotate animation. So let's go back to the game, play it. So rotate, move, again rotate, move. So this is like an infinite loop. It will keep on playing. And you can also see the animator has any state option. So if you have multiple state, you want, for example, you have an idle state, you have a run state, you have a jump state, you have a fight state, and you want the player to come back to the idle state no matter from which state he has based on some conditions. So you can use the any state function and make a transition from there. Now you can also create parameters here, like you can create integers, bool, trigger, and based on the parameters you create here, for example, let's create a float and let's call it speed, and then we can make an condition here saying if speed is greater than 10, then you make the transition. Then you can assign this using a script, and let's see how to do that. Let's add a script here. We'll call it animator test. New script, create and add. So we have added an animator test script. Inside the script, you have to get the animator component and then assign the speed value. So let's edit script. And let's say animator sorry about that animator, let's call the variable anim. In the start, let's get the component, sorry about that. Now once you got the component, in the update or in the start, wherever you want it, you can just use the name dot set. Now it was float, so inside this you have to give the string name. So in our case it was speed, and then you can give the value and close braces. So this will set the value. Now the S was in capital, so we have to go back, fix the S. Okay, so now we are ready. As you can see, the speed is set at 0. So when we play the game, and this transition will happen when speed is greater than 10, and this transition will happen when speed is greater than 10. So when we play the game, we'll come to the animator, the speed will be set to 20, so the transition has happened, but it again goes back. So now if we set the speed to something less than 10, this transition should not happen. So let's set it to 5. Let's play the game, and you can see that the value is set to 5, so this transition is not happening. So similarly, you can create any number of conditions you want, use them to control the animation using Animator. In the next tutorial, we'll see how to slow down animation in Unity. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.